rockstars and metalheads, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be doing a Schliech Collection Tour. Now, I did do a Schliech Barn Tour last year, but I'm going to be doing a Schliech Collection Tour. So, a collection tour of all the Schleichs in my room, plus a barn tour. So, let's do it. So, we are going to start over here with my orca collection. And so, we're going to start with her. So, this is Shamu, and she is our matriarch and a female killer whale. And I also did customize her to give her a saddle patch on her back, because orcas usually have those. This is baby Shamu, and baby Shamu is not Kalina, by the way. This is not the real life first baby Shamu. This is just baby Shamu. That's her name. And she is a female orca calf, and I also did paint a saddle patch on her. This is Tilikum, and Tilikum is it's actually, I think this one's from Papo, and Tilikum is a male killer whale, and I gave him a saddle patch on his back, and then I extended this white part on his body. And then he also has 2 dots on his eye patch to make him look like Tilikum. This right here is Luna, and Luna is a female killer whale, and she has a painted saddle patch on her back. This is Orchid, and she is from Safari, not Schliech, Safari Ltd, and I painted the saddle patch on her back as well. And the reason why I named her Orchid is because she literally looks like her, and Orchid is a female. This is Nova, and she's actually from Collecta, and I did not have to paint the saddle patch on her, thankfully, which makes my life 10 times easier. Nova is a female. This is my doll from SeaWorld, and I decided to paint her as a orca trainer with the Believe wetsuits. Then this is Keiko, and I made him Keiko because I painted 3 dots under his chin. And I also did give him a saddle patch, and he's a male killer whale. Up here we have my dinosaur collection. So this is Stiggy, a male Stiggy Mullock, and I painted him to look like Stiggy from the movie. This is Sarah, and Sarah is a female Triceratops, and I painted the top of her gray. This is Anki, a female Ankylosaurus. I did not paint her. I did not paint this one either. His name is Spike, and he is a male Stegosaurus. This is Littlefoot, and he is a male Apatosaurus that I painted stripes on. This is Braca, a female Brachiosaurus, and I painted her. And she is from Safari Ltd, and she was my first ever dinosaur I ever got. This is Echo, Delta, Charlie Blue, and I painted all of them to look like the raptors from Jurassic World. Echo is a male, Charlie is a female, Delta is a female, Charlie is a male, Blue is a female. Then we have Darcy, and this was actually a Giganotosaurus, but I painted her into the Indominus Rex, and of course she's a female. This is Rexy, a female Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I did paint the scars on her, but I'm too lazy to get her down because I don't want to knock them over. Then finally we have Buck, a male Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I also painted the scars on him as well, which you can see right here, kind of. But yeah.
Okay, so now we are going to be moving on to my Schliech fantasy horse collection, along with a few zebras, so don't mind that. So first we have Pegasus, and Pegasus is a white Pegasus stallion with no markings, and he was, well, I mean, I guess he has markings because he has these gold stars on his shoulders and hindquarters, along with a moon on his butt, so. Then we have Moonshine and Eclipse. Eclipse is Moonshine and Pegasus's daughter, and she is a white Pegasus filly with a star, moon, and sun on her left hind quarter. She's super cute. Then we have Moonshine, and Moonshine is basically the same color as her daughter, just with the cutie mark on her right hind quarter. This is Lunaja and Londa. Lunaja is a moon fairy, and she is riding Londa, basically like a Cremello unicorn mare with a moon on her forehead. Then we have Ono, and I actually painted Ono, and so he was originally like a buckskin, but I painted him to be blue, and he has no markings, and he's the king of fantasy horses. Up next, we have Kiara, and Kiara is was originally a Palomino with a pink mane and tail, and so I painted her purple, and she has no markings, and she is a Peggacorn filly and the princess of fantasy horses, and I think she's super duper cute. This is Lyria, and she is basically a Perlino unicorn mare with no markings, and the queen of fantasy horses. I also painted her hooves and horn gold, which I thought would be a very nice touch. Then this is Onchow and his fairy Fea. Fea is a flower fairy, and then Onchow is a Cremello Peggacorn colt because he's 3 years old with no markings, and the prince of fantasy horses, meaning he is also Lyria Nono's son, and I did paint his horn and hooves gold. I think I already said that though. But yeah, that's a nice touch. Over here we have Flair and her mom Rainbow. They are both white unicorns with no markings and a rainbow horseshoe on their hindquarters. Okay, and then we have my zebras. So we have Kumba, a zebra stallion, Zigzag, a zebra mare, and then this is Stripey, a zebra filly, and she is their baby they just recently had.
Okay, so we've got my room part down. Let's do the barn tour now. Okay, so now we're gonna be doing the barn tour, which is gonna be super fun, so let's do it. So this is our sign. I actually did find the sign and was able to glue it back on, because the last time I did a barn tour, which was last year, it was broken and I could not find it. But this is our sign, and it's got sloppy handwriting because this was written by me as a child. And it says, "Welcome to Golden Star Stables." And so yeah, this sign is really old. I mean, it's been falling apart and everything, but whatever. And then this is a trophy, one of our show jumpers one. A statue of Spirit with 2 medals around his neck, our dressage riders one. And then this is a skull Elizabeth, our cross-country rider, found in the field when she was doing cross-country. By the way, don't mind my mom's fan. This is our workout room. I mean, we've got the Peloton, the weights, and everything. So when you turn this corner, you will find all the livestock. And first you're gonna see is the chicken coop. And inside the chicken coop, we've got 3 chickens. So we've got Hey, our rooster. We've got Henna, our hen, and then their Chicken Little. And Chicken Little is a boy, by the way. Also, Henna has laid 3 eggs, and she is currently guarding them in her nest and keeping them warm. Next, we have the cow paddock, and inside the cow paddock, we have 5 cows. I really wish I had a lot more room because, you know, if that was real life, that would be really inhumane. But thankfully, these are toys, so it doesn't matter. But inside the paddock, we've got Ferdinand, our black Angus bull, Caroline, our dairy cow, and Blackberry, who is Ferdinand and Caroline's calf, and she is nursing. Here we have Bessie, and Bessie is another dairy cow, and then this is her daughter Moobel, and she is Valiente's daughter. Right here is the pig pen, and inside the pig pen we have Charlotte and her piglet Wilbur. This here is a barn it's an extra barn, and as a child I scribbled on it, so that's why we got all the pencil marks. Great. But inside one stall we have Blackie, and Blackie is a black Shire yearling colt with a blaze down his face and all white socks on his feet. Over here we have Chocolate Brownie, and Chocolate Brownie is a bay Arabian stallion with 2 socks on his legs. And there is also a storage area up here. So in these 2 crates, in one crate we've got carrots, and the other we have apples. And then in here we've got a basket with some treats, a bag of pellets, and a bale of hay. Up next we have the sheep pen, and this is Smokey. She is a black, well no, her name is Ash, my bad. And she's a black ewe, which is I think what the females are called. This is Cotton, and Cotton is a white ram, so he's a male. This is Stuffy, and she is a white ewe, and then this is their daughter Lammy, who is their lamb. Then we have the donkey paddock, and inside the donkey paddock we have Donkey, a jack, which is a male donkey, and he's eating some grain. Pinky, our Jenny, which is a female donkey, and then their full Pokey, and she's a filly. This here is the vet set, and we have 2 Dr. Martens because the 2 are married, but they are veterinarians. And right now they are doing a checkup on a senior horse, Cowboy. He's around 29 years old. And he is a Palomino quarter horse stallion with all white legs and a blaze down his face. And they're just doing a checkup on him. Right here is the truck and trailer. And inside the truck driver is Jim. You can see him. There he is. Then we've got 2 bales of hay in the bed of the truck. And then in the bed of the truck, we also have Jerry Lee, a male German Shepherd. Then this is the horse trailer. And so this right here is a side door where if you had to get the horses out really fast, you could get them out through there. Then there is a tack room on the trailer. And when you open this one, you will see a saddle in there. Inside the trailer, we have 2 stallions. The first stallion you will see, so I'm just going to...
We have Rocky. Come on, get out, come on. Okay, Rocky, and he is a liver chestnut standardbred stallion with no markings. Then we have Joker, if I can just get him out. Joker, and he is a chocolate palomino halflinger stallion with socks on all of his feet, and he's super pretty.
I won't be doing my sister's barn because it's a mess, but over here we have the stallions, one of the stallion paddocks. So these 2 are my sisters. Don't know their names, but these are, the rest of them are mine. So this is Angus, and Angus is a black Shire stallion with a blaze down his face and all white socks on his feet. This is Big Ben, and he is a bay Clydesdale stallion with a blaze down his face and all white feet. This is Macho, and Macho is a black Shetland pony stallion with no markings. Then we have Syrup, and he is a buckskin colored Falabella stallion with no markings, and they're just munching on some apples they got too.
Then we have Ranger, and Ranger is a tricolored paint Irish Cop stallion with almost a baldish blaze on his face, and then all white legs on his feet.
This girl right here, I forgot her name. I'm pretty sure it's Autumn. This is the barn, and I got this in 2017, so it's dusty and it's old. And this is actually just a little place where you can tie your horses up. And then when you go into the barn, you will see some saddles on a saddle rack, and then we can actually lift the lid up off of the barn and go into it so we can see it better. So we have 4 stalls, and in all stalls there is a tray of apples, a basket of apples, and a water trough.
So in here in the first stall, we have 2 other Irish Cobs. So we have Jacqueline, and she is a black and white Irish Cob mare with a blaze down her face and all white legs. And then this is Stormy, and Stormy is Ranger and Jacqueline's filly, and she is a gray and white Irish Cob filly with a blaze on her face and all white legs. And actually Jacqueline and Ranger, they were my other top, one of the first Schleichs I had ever gotten, so they're pretty old and they're very special.
This is actually Fogg's stall. We'll see Fogg in a minute. And inside we have Janet, and she is the barn owner, and she has got a pitchfork and she's cleaning out his stall. In this stall we have Shakira and the Black Beauty. Shakira is a black Frisian mare with no markings. And then this is Black Beauty, Shakira, and Midnight Thunder's colt, who's all black, who's a black Frisian colt and has a white star on his forehead. Then the last stall we have Toronta and Lupe. Toronta she's actually a Lipizzaner, but I have her as an Arabian, and she is actually my sister's horse. And she is a white Arabian mare with no markings. Well, technically she's gray, but whatever. And then this is Lupe, her common goat. Now we can just put the barn lid back on without busting the legs of it, because when you bust the legs of it, then you have to fucking clean it, fix it, which is really fucking annoying. Over here is another place where you can tie your horses up, and right here is actually a brush box, and it's just like this, and inside are 2 brushes. And then this is Amanda. She is our stable hand, and she's currently brushing Devo. And Devo is a Cremello Lusitano stallion with a blaze on his face. I had no idea Cremellos could have facial markings, but apparently they can. Over here is another paddock, and inside we've got more stallions. So this is Shameless. Now this is actually a mare, but I have it as a stallion, and it's also a Lipizzanner, but I have it as a stallion, as an Arabian. And he is a grayish white Arabian stallion with no markings, and there's some apples in there. And then this is Zafiro, and Zafiro is from Collecta. He's not a Schliech, but he's a Perlino Lipizzanner stallion with no markings. Then this is Midnight Thunder, and he's a Black Frisian stallion with no markings. This is a jump storage I made as a child, and it looks absolutely horrendous, but whatever, we'll deal with it. So yeah, we've got some jumping poles, a broom, this oval chair, and then that so-called egg light with a shelf, a tack box, and a basket. And so in this basket actually is clay food my friend made me. We're not in touch anymore, but I still consider her my friend. And this is just in case if they would want to go on a picnic, any of the riders. And then on this crate, this actually is what Spirit came out of. It was like one of those blind boxes when Spirit Riding Free came out. Blind bags, my bad. And on it, we use it as a shelf. And on this shelf is Midnight, and Midnight is a black cat with some white on him. This is our tack box, and on top of the tack box is Miss Taffy, and she's a tabby cat. And inside the tack box, we just got a bunch of blankets. We only use blankets here if horses are going to a show, because a horse does not need to be blanketed when it's cold. Horses are able to withstand temperatures that drop to negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So the only time you should ever need to blanket a horse is if the temperature drops lower than that. This is Arrowhead, and Arrowhead is a female German Shepherd. This is Shadow, and he is a male Golden Retriever. Over here we have Dutch, and she is Jerry Lee and Arrowhead's puppy, and he is a German Shepherd puppy. And then this is Shiro, and he is a white Labrador Retriever. Over here we have the show jumping riders, so we've got some jumps, and over there is my sister's rider with her Hanoverian. And then this is my rider, and this is Lizzie, and shine bright like a diamond, but you can just call her Diamond. And she is a light bay Trekner mare with a sock on her back left foot. And they're about to go over this water jump. Out here is our makeshift cross-country course with just random pieces I found. And this here is Elizabeth, and she is our cross-country rider, and she is riding Cherokee, a chestnut blanket Appaloosa stallion with a star on his forehead, two socks on his two front legs, and stockings on his back legs. And I also painted this one as well. I painted the saddle pad green and Elizabeth's outfit to be green, because red horses just look good in green. I don't know why, they just do. Then over here we have the mare and foals pasture. So this is just a mix between me and my sister's horses. So over here we have Dreamer, and she is a flaxen chestnut off the track thoroughbred mare we rescued, and she has two stockings on her back legs. And then that's my sister's horse. I have no idea what breed that is or what her name is, but it's just my sister's. Over here we have one of my favorites. The paints are my favorite breed, so obviously the paints are my favorite. And this is Rain, and Firecracker Rain is a black and white American paint mare with a blaze on her face and all white legs. And then this is Firecracker, Wind Dancer, and Rain's colt, and he is a black and white American paint colt with all white legs and a snip on his nose. These two are my sisters. They are knob strippers. Those are also my sisters, and they are Bashkir curly horses. Then we have Sugar, and Sugar is a chocolate palomino Felibella mare with a stripe down her face. And
this is Cinnamon, and she is a sorrel Felibella filly, and Syrup and Sugar's foal.
Then those two Shetland ponies are my sisters. Over here we've got Bling and Sister. Bling is a light bay quarter horse mare with no markings, and then Sister is Rockstar and Bling's filly, and she's the same color as her mom. Those three are my sister's horses as well. This is Harlequin and Ace. Harlequin is a palomino colored halflinger mare with a stripe down her face and all white legs. And then this is Ace, Joker, and Harlequin's colt, and he is a palomino halflinger colt with some white legs and a star on his head. Over there is Navajo and Cherokee, not Cherokee, and Shoshone. Navajo is a dark bay spotted Appaloosa mare with no markings. And then this is Shoshone, and Shoshone is Cherokee and Navajo's filly, and she is just a lighter version of her mom. These two are also my sister's horses.
This is Mal, and she's a red bay Clydesdale mare with a bald face and all white legs. Well, almost bald face. Then this is Beauty, and she is Mal and Big Ben's filly, and she is a bay Clydesdale filly with a blaze down her face and all white legs. Then we have Love, and Love is a reddish, I think she's like a red buckskin Shetland pony mare with all white legs and a snip on her nose.
These are my sister's horses, so are these, but I'm guessing those are Hanoverians and those are obviously Arabians.
Then we have Cream, and Cream is like a cremello-ish color, and she is a Shire mare with no markings.
This is Icicle and Snowflake. Icicle is a Silver Bay Icelandic horse mare with no markings. And then this is Snowflake, and she is just a lighter Silver Bay Icelandic filly.
Then we have Cloudy, and Cloudy is a dappled buckskin Andalusian mare with no markings. And then this here is Smokey, and Smokey is a Andalusian filly, and she is Fogg's and Cloudy's filly, and she is a smoky buckskin as well with no markings.
Then we've got two Pintawabians that belong to my sister, and so yeah, that's the mare in full pasture.
So over here we've got some bachelor stallions, and then this is my wild horse herd, and it is known as the Pinecone herd because I changed the name. The rattlesnake herd was a dumb name in my opinion, but these are mainly all my sister's horses. But these ones are mine. So if we decide to go over here, we have Esperanza. She's not a Schliech, by the way. And she is a buckskin Mustang mare with no markings, and she's the lead mare. Then this is her daughter, Lily, a buckskin Mustang filly with no markings. And she's super duper cute. Then we have Wildfire, and Wildfire is a buckskin Mustang colt with all white socks on his feet. Then we have Gunpowder, a bachelor stallion, and he is a Grullo-colored Mustang with no markings.
This is Buck, and Buck? Yeah, his name's Buck, I think. His name's Bolt, not Buck. This is Bolt, and he is a light, very, almost white, buckskin colored Mustang stallion with no markings as well. Over here, we've got the round pen, and inside the round pen, we have two cowboys. So this is Ryder, and he is our bull rider, and he is on Valiente, a bull. And then this is Tough, and he is our cowboy, and he is riding Rockstar, and Rockstar is a palomino-colored quarter horse stallion with two markings on his, so a sock on his back left and a stocking on his back right.
So now we have the barrel racers, and these are actually Rose's horses. So we have Olivia on her appendix mare Scarlet, who is a flaxen chestnut with stockings on her feet. Then this is a custom-made Amberly Snyder. I just made the saddle with elastic bands to be like the seat belts that strap her in, which is super cool. And then she's on Power, a off-the-track black thoroughbred stallion, who in real life has a snip on his nose and I think a few socks, but he is a gelding. So if I said stallion, I was wrong. It's a gelding. My bad. Then we have the barrels. My filming is shit, so my bad if you can see them. And then over here is my girl. So we have Hannah, and she is riding Wind Dancer. And Wind Dancer is a sorrel-colored American paint stallion with a blaze on his face and I believe 2 stockings on his feet. But he is one of my favorites because, again, American paints are like my favorite breed. So the paints I own are obviously my favorite.
This mat is used as the so-called dressage pen, so deal with it. But over here, we've got 2 dressage riders. This one is my sister, I don't know the name of the rider, but I do know the name of the horse, and her name is Galaxy, and she is a black Frisian mare with no markings. Then this is my girl, and this is Ashley and Fog. And Fog is a gray Andalusian stallion with no markings. And I actually did paint the bridle, so if you see any chips on it, it's because I'm a piece of shit painter. And I also painted Ashley. She originally had a brown helmet, a blue shirt, tan pants, and brown boots. So now she has a black helmet, purple shirt, white pants, and black boots instead. And there you go. We've got all my Schliech Collection Tour. We got the Schleichs in my room and my Schleichs in my basement. And so I really hope you enjoyed this. I have I would think almost 100 Schleichs, not counting humans and accessories, which is pretty cool. Or at least I think I have 100. I don't freaking know. I would have to count them. I'll be right back.
2,000 years later.
So I just counted them and I was correct somewhat. I am close to 100, but it's 95. I have 95 Schleichs, including the ones in my room, and it is not including the accessories like people and barns and all that stuff. But that is 95 Schleich animals, so my collection is pretty big. And I had a lot of fun filming this. It was a struggle because of my fucking phone and its storage. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will be doing another one next year, hopefully. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like by punching the like button right in the face. And I'd really appreciate it if you smash the red subscribe button and ding the notification bell to become part of the family. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace, love, and blessings to you all. Bye. Now I have to clean this up.